guys. Oh, yes, I will speak softly. Hi, guys. This is a request from Sydney Harris and also Michael. So that's why I'm speaking softly. And I have this, guys. It's a strawberry fruit roll. I don't have a tripod right now because Maria has it. She's using it, so I'm just using 3 pillows. Let me show you. Yeah, just 3 pillows on top of each other. So I have this. It's 97% fruit, so nothing in it. Okay, I have lots of college experiences because I've attended so many colleges and universities. So let me start with the University of the Philippines, Baguio. That's up in the mountains, guys. Very cold. Relatively cold. It can be up to 16 degrees Celsius. Even colder because it's up in the mountains. I really didn't want to go there. I wanted to stay in it's not my town, but I wanted to stay with my sisters. But since I came in the university, I had to. But I wasn't really thinking. When I applied, you don't really apply yourself. You listen to your family and it was the wrong decision since when you ask me, oh, I will not eat all of this. Since Maria can have them, it's vegan, guys. This is for Maria. Okay. So, I was very lonely and miserable in UP Baguio. I was alone. I lived in different dorms before I found a Catholic dorm run by nuns. So it was in the last dorm that I stayed the longest. And I even cut myself, guys, when I was in one of the dorms before the nuns because I didn't feel safe being in a strange town. I did not live there before, and suddenly I was alone to buy my own groceries and cook my food. It made me edgy, very nervous, and I think I had to change 3 dorms before I found the nuns. So when I finally found the nuns dorms, then I could slow down and feel safe. Before that, I was just like the first dorm I moved to. It was very close to the university, but since I had to cook my own food, I was only 17. That was before I moved to Sweden, so I was just like, I felt like I was blind, and I begged my sister to please bring me back. I couldn't. We were together in Baguio, but of course she wanted to follow the plan, but I was really begging. I don't remember if I was crying, but I was begging her to please take me back with her, because I knew I couldn't survive. I wasn't even, joking. It was really what I felt. She was very firm and she had to leave me, and I became so sad, and I didn't talk to her, didn't embrace her. I just felt abandoned because, Aspies can't live on their own, and it was a pity because I think, but I don't regret anything, or else I wouldn't have Maria, and in the end I wouldn't have Michael, because things happen for a reason. That's what I think anyways. But so in my time in UP Baguio was lonely. I tried to fill myself with studying, but I was not focused. I kept on changing majors. It was really pre-med, so experiments with frogs, and I saw people doing experiments on cats. It was so gross. It was not, my God. I mean, I was honored that I could get in, pre-med, and it's UP, University of the Philippines. It's like Harvard in the States. So I was honored, but I really felt alone and lonely. Although I had people there, and even though I had a roommate, in the the dormitory, I begged the nuns to give me a private room because it's difficult for Aspies to bond with others, although we have that need and we crave really that people take care of us, but it's so hard for us to bond to people. So it's okay with relatives, with family, but new people, no. So when my mom and my late stepdad talked to me about going to Sweden, even though I never dreamt of living in another country, I had to, because I felt lonely. Instead of saying okay, I will move back to my sister's. That was so strange. I should have said that. I don't know why I didn't. But it was a blessing in disguise, because after I left, there was an earthquake, and my first roommate in that non-dormitory, she got burned. So, I mean, maybe, it was a blessing in disguise. So that was my experience. That was one semester, and and then I moved to Sweden. I've again changed majors. My God, I can't even remember how many. So I came in nursing and economics and things like that. The longest I stayed, my God, I've changed majors so many times. That's why I have almost half of a million Swedish crowns in student loans. And my longest is of course the social work. But before that, I went into preschool teaching. That's University of Preschool Teaching, Gothenburg University. So one of the departments. So my experience there was okay. I adjusted a bit. I liked the subjects, the creative subjects. You have to draw with the kids and things like that. I like the educational part. I didn't like that, since when you will work in the future in a preschool or a daycare, of course you have to work as a team, and of course that would be almost be the same in the university. So if you work as a team at work, then you have to also do that in school. So I didn't like the group work so much. I didn't like it. And when I was an intern in a daycare, I didn't like it that no one could like make an individual decision. It was always the group, and I was thinking, no, I can't do this. And I didn't like it that we were supposed to force the kids to eat their foods, eat or finish their food. So that was one of my experience. But otherwise, I adjusted, group work and things like that. I'm not used to that because in the Philippines you usually work individually. Even when you have group work, you do a lot of things individually. That suits me much better because I want to think on my own. Sometimes it's good to work as a group though. You learn how to adjust to people. That's okay, but I don't like it when it's too much. There's too much. So, but overall, it was okay, except in the moments where I feel some discrimination, like since I come from the Philippines and I would like, for example, suggest something like I said, oh, when I'm an intern, I will suggest that the kids massage themselves and things like that. And one of my group mates said, oh, but do you really dare to say that? You of all people coming from the Philippines. And I told them, I'm not a prostitute. I'm not like that. I'm not, my God. So, I don't like that. And yeah, in Sweden, it's like, even if you think otherwise, you don't say anything. And if one person in the group says that, it's not often that others would defend you. So I never liked when I was in the preschool teaching department. I didn't like the feeling of, even when I was in social work, I felt different. I think it's the culture of Swedish. I like it when people tell me things directly, okay? So that really almost tainted my college experience in Sweden because they are never direct. They go indirectly, and when you're an ASPI, you can never read other people. You can memorize what other might think, but you can't if you don't know them. So yeah, so when I was in preschool teaching, I did not have a good experience because of that. Now I did I did stop and worked instead. Maria almost dropping Pinky, guys. So in between my university studies, I worked. Oh my God, yeah, Pinky scratch Maria. So anyways, my longest, of course, is when I finished social work, and it went better because we did lots of things individually. We also had group works, but lots of things were individual, so that suited me much better. And I'm not saying that preschool teaching is not challenging, but compared to social work, I needed more challenge, more like forcing me to think. And you have to, because as a social worker, you're alone with about 40 cases. So, yeah. So that suited me better. And my favorite subject was, although it's not a big part of social work, one of my favorite subjects was law, another one was psychology. Now, psychology is a big part, so that's okay. And the law thing, it was very challenging. And my professor, my God, Michael, you know about him. Very sexy, guys. Not because he looked sexy, I mean, he looked like a nerd. That's my type, nerds. But because he was so firm, my God, my God. Oh, I loved him. And he could give us, and yeah, we had lots of, in social work, we had lots of exams, and especially the law ones. I like that. I like to think. I like to be challenged. I don't want things to be okay. If you live and study in Sweden, you know that almost anything and everything is easy, relatively easy, and especially if you compare it to Denmark. Now Denmark is different, okay? Everything is complicated here, even cleaning. But in Sweden, if you study hard, if you're not totally, now even if you are mentally disabled, you will still be able to do it, because it's spoon feeding, okay? Your teachers lecture has some lectures, you write your notes. As long as you read your notes and you read the articles or the books assigned to you, no problem. So that is why I'm saying it's spoon feeding. It's almost too easy. Okay, it's not easy to get in, okay? You still have to get good grades. Not just good grades, better than good grades. So if it's like A B C D E, you should have at least a B as an average, at least. So it's not easy to get in a university, but when you come in, smooth sailing. So I love that. I love that as a student, that you are rewarded with that. That is why I stayed a long time in Sweden. I loved going to libraries. I mean, I'm a loner. I loved going. Even before my college experience, I loved going to the library and borrowing all the books I can borrow. And I was also always in the library when I started my university studies. I just love it. It's almost like a church to me. So I just love being there. I used so many hours per day in the library, at least 3 hours per day. I would do like my homeworks there. Sometimes I would sleep there because there are, oh, is it the library, or no, not the library. I will not. Sometimes I will doze off, at the table. But I really love. I mean, in the Philippines, we don't have libraries like that. Maybe in very private universities, yes, but it's still limited how many books you will borrow. But in Sweden, in Scandinavia, you can borrow. So I love about that. So my college experiences, my best college experiences, were spent in the library. And maybe that seems lame to you guys, but if you're Aspie, you will understand me. Okay, I mean, being surrounded by books, by encyclopedias that just not arouses, but if you're in love with books, you will understand me. You don't even have to be an Aspie to get me. So, what else? Exams. Those are my best college experiences too. Studying for an exam, it was giving me a high, because I was thinking, if I study in advance, not, you know, when I think after, I really didn't study. I read before the exams. It was not study. For me, it was, I don't know, it was life, learning about something, obsessing about something, and doing it. And especially if it's something I'm obsessed about, then I would remember it. So, psychology, I love studying about social work too, of course, but compared to psychology, I thought of applying to, becoming a psychologist, but I never did. That should have been perfect for me, since I want to work on myself, on other people, but I don't know, I never did. I could have come in though, with my grades, I could have come in. I was thinking about it, but then, yeah. Okay, so my last college experience, so after the social work, okay, I don't have experiences with others so much. Okay, we would eat sometimes outside, but they would like do that. I remember some of the names of my classmates, but really it was not serious. They wanted me to be with them, but I was not feeling it. I don't want to force myself on anyone. I don't want to force anyone to be with me, because I don't connect that easily. So I don't want to lie. I don't want, to pretend. So I can count how many times I went to coffee shops or restaurants to be with them. I don't think more than 10 in all my college experience. And I mean, I've studied for so many years, so I can't share to you things like that. No social gathering. When we went back to the Philippines, since my major was in social work from Sweden, I had to study some bachelor subjects like American and British literature, so I could go in to master's degree. So I studied that first for 1.5 years, and then 1 semester of master's degree, and it was a better experience since I was in Manila. I didn't feel alone or abandoned because I was living in a house. So much better. I felt safe. I didn't like the traffic. I didn't like that I had to travel 1 hour before going to the. This time I was in UP Diliman. Now UP Diliman is the main branch of UP. So Harvard. And I came in, and coming into master's degree or doctoral degree is so difficult. So it was an honor for me to get in. Okay, so I was so excited even when I was doing the bachelor subjects. So I, again, not much of social gathering, but if you're a Filipino or if you have tried to study in the Philippines, you would know that, as be or not, loner or social, you don't have a choice. People will flock around you, especially if you're a loner, because they don't want you to be alone. They want you to be one of them. So I had no choice. If I go out and eat, people will sit beside me. Yeah, so instant social gathering. So if you're shy but want and need that connection with others, go to the Philippines and study there. It's so cheap. If you have brains, then apply in UP Diliman, Quezon City. So if you have brains, if you have good grades, so it's not so easy to come in, but a bachelor is a little bit easier. Now going to masters is another thing. You have to have an exam, you have to have good grades, okay, and also recommendation from your teachers. So it's not easy, but if you work hard, maybe um, you can come in. So my experience in the Philippines, a lot of food, because that's what's helping students to. If you are in UP Diliman, you understand what I mean. Since it's not easy, all professors are strict. You have to have something to fuel your mind, to fuel your heart, because it's like it's torture. The professors are just grilling you, and if you are, weak, so sensitive, you wouldn't be able to do it. I'm not scaring you. It's just like that in the Philippines. High school might be more scary for others, but if you haven't tried universities, and especially masters, you my God, it's nothing. So a lot of food, guys, and you know me, I'm a foodie, so I was always in the cafeteria, studying with others. I mean, it really comforted me. Oh my God, the cakes. But I lost weight in the Philippines between 2007 and 2009. Although I was eating cakes and Filipino treats, usually it would be with root veggies like sweet potatoes and things like that, bananas, cassava. So lots of fiber still, but some sweets. So it comforted me, foods, and also gossiping with others. I mean, I don't like gossiping, but when you're in the Philippines, you can't help that. Everyone's gossiping, so we will gossip about our professors. Usually about our professors, sometimes about our classmates, but we love to chat about our professors. So I guess I felt safest and happiest at the UP Diliman in Manila. Maybe because of the foods, but also UP Diliman has, if you have been there, the campus is amazing. It's so big, and the garden, the sunken garden, is so beautiful. So sure, would I say it was my best college experience? I think so. Because I come from the Philippines, and just being able to study in UP Diliman is a big honor. So you just have to know how to blend in, and know that there are so yummy, a lot of yummy foods in the cafeteria. So my God, if you have money, go eat there 3 times a day. And if you want to lose weight, you don't even have to think about losing weight, because when we went there, I weighed, I think, about 70 kilos, 68, 70 kilos. And when we left, I only weighed, when we left from Sweden, I weighed 70 kilos. And before coming back to Denmark, I only weighed 60 kilos. So I lost 10 kilos or 20 pounds, around 20 pounds, just by sweating. Because if you study in UP Diliman, since it's a big campus, you would walk a lot, but the air is fresh there because of the garden, and there are lots of trees. So my best experience, college experience, is walking there, eating, everything. But going, okay, I didn't like this. I didn't like that there is no academic 15 minutes. In Sweden, you have 15 minutes. Even if they say that you start at 9 o'clock, that means you start at 9:15. So you have always 15 minutes to prepare for the next subject. So literally just in 1 hour you only have 45 minutes. So I love that about Sweden. So if you want to have an easy college experience, please choose Sweden. If you want to have a complicated life, complicated college, choose Denmark. If you want to lose weight, if you want to Marius. If you want to lose weight, to be happy, to have a great college experience, I really suggest the Philippines. Even though it's a poor country, it's one of the happiest countries. I think the last time I checked, it was top 13. It shouldn't even be on the top 20 because people, they would say money is important in happiness, but choose the Philippines if you want an easy life. But that's about the social thing, okay? And yeah, losing weight. It's not easy when it comes to the academic. So if you're lazy with studying, no, it's not the country for you. I think you would handle it better in Sweden. If I'm not saying that students are lazy in Sweden. It's just because it's spoon feeding, they give you everything, and if you study what they give you, you make it. So if you want a relaxing college experience, Sweden, absolutely Sweden. As Marius, I don't know a lot about Norwegian university, although I was married to a Norwegian, so I can't tell you anything about that. But yeah, I hope Sydney Harris and my babe, my girl, I hope you like this video. I'm speaking softly for you, babe. And really, it's easier for me to speak softly, but I know a lot of you prefer my whispering one, although for me, really for me, it sounds better with speaking softly, but my whispering voice, it makes me feel more intimate with you guys. It feels more exclusive, shall we say, with whispering. So, because when two lovers are together, they don't speak softly, really. They whisper. So that's why I also, when it comes to ASMR videos, most of my videos are in whispering voice instead of soft-spoken. Because of that intimacy, I want that. I want you to feel that. So that's why I'm whispering. But sometimes I would speak softly for my babe. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much. I love you.